Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Coach Jonathan David Lee, and over the past few days, weeks, months, and years, I've been asked what it is that I do as a Beachbody coach, and if you wanted to join, what does it entail, right? For the people who have done Beachbody workout programs before, like P90X or Insanity, or have drank Shakeology, then it was easy for me to explain to you if you wanted to jump in as a Beachbody coach. For those who have not yet tried Beachbody programs like P90X Insanity, it was hard for me to connect the dots for those kind of people who asked me. And so this webinar is dedicated to those kind of people, to you who have never done a Beachbody program before, right? And so you don't have to have done or you don't have to have completed a program in order to become a coach, right? You just have to be dedicated and willing to learn. And so let me go ahead and share my screen and share with you what Beachbody coaching is all about. Here we go. All right, so for now, you should be able to see my screen. I made this slide deck. It comes with pictures and all. Let me go ahead and go into the presentation view, guys. All right. So who am I to start, and how did I get started with Beachbody, right? I was 19 years old when I was presented this opportunity as a Beachbody coach. And so, yes, I was the typical broke college student. And I happened to also start dating my current girlfriend at the time too. So, yes, if you consider yourself broke or low income, then keep listening and definitely take notes, ask questions maybe after, or even shoot me a message. Because in any case, being broke should be the reason why you do go for something like this. Since your debt, loans, bills, things will be there regardless if you do this or not, whether you try or not. All right, so back to my story, right? I was 19 years old and broke when I started, but needed to find a way to fund my business and my lifestyle. So I took a part-time job at Hollister for $9 an hour, earning maybe $80 a week after tax because there weren't enough shifts available. And since I dormed for college in Binghamton, upstate New York, when sophomore year rolled around, I had to quit my Hollister job. And at Hollister, I think I made around $800 that summer. Got to work on my part-time online business, which was Beachbody Coaching, while I was going to school full-time, right? And over my college years, I got really serious about treating this business like a business. Sacrificed many Saturday hangouts with my friends, work this business before class, in between class, after class. And, by the end of junior year, I was making around maybe $500 a week. As a college student, making $500 a week, super part-time, working online, and in between classes, all from my laptop, my phone, as long as I had internet, right? I was paying for rent, date days with my girlfriend, etc., etc. And can this awesomeness happen for everybody? I believe so, yes. But will it? Well, it all depends on you, your mindset, because Beachbody coaching is not an hourly paid job or a salary. It's a chance for you to be your own business owner or your own CEO, a chance for you to live life by design. And now it's time to show you the mindset shift of different ways to create a life. And I like to start off by talking about Robert Kiyosaki's cash flow quadrant. So if you've never heard of Robert Kiyosaki before, he is the author of and #1 best-selling, not best writing, but best-selling author of the personal finance book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. So if you want to live a better life or you want to know more about finance, personal finance, definitely get this book. All right, so here it is, 4 quadrants of the cash flow. E stands for employee on the left side right here. S stands for self-employed, B stands for big business, and I for investor. All right, so the left side of the quadrant right here is where most of society is, right? And this is because most of us are raised to be here. So does this sound familiar? Right, you go to school, you get good grades, go to a great university, get into student loan debt, get a good job, get a big house, and go into more debt with a mortgage, raise a family, and then die, right? That is how the average employee lives in this scenario. And, when thinking about the bigger picture and all of this, it's kind of depressing knowing that that's how many people's lives will be, and that's all there ever will be, because they don't shift their mindset, or they don't have that willingness to learn of a different way to live, right? Employees only get paid when they work. And what's harsh here is that the law is not in favor of the employee, right? They get taxed at 40%. When I was an employee for one of the big four accounting firms, I would open my paycheck twice a month, and whoa, I'd be like, hey, where'd all my money go, right? So right off the bat, 35 to 40% in taxes gone. And another thing about being an employee, or being an employee part of the quadrant, right? That right here, this left side, is that I could be fired at any point in time. That old business model of working for a company for 40 years of your life and then having them take care of you for the rest of your life after that does not exist anymore, right? There's no loyalty. And an example of that, I know a friend's mom who has been working for one of the biggest telecommunication companies for 20 years, right? And she was recently let go a few months ago. Now, this lady is 50 years old, right? 50 years old, who thought her job was safe and secure, now has to figure out a way to pay off her mortgage while also feeding her family. And it's an unfortunate place to be in, especially if she's counting on her job, or was counting on her job, or her 401k, etc., for retirement, right? So that's the employee part of this quadrant, right? The next part is the self-employed people. S stands for self-employed, remember. Employees have a job. The self-employed people own a job. These are your private accountants, your doctors, etc. Self-employed people are also taxed heavily, but not as much as employees. And if you don't like how your employer runs their operations, their company, then this is the part of the quadrant where another good chunk of society ends up, right? The challenge with being self-employed, though, is that even though you own your own job, you will work until you die, right? Now, if you have extreme passion for what you do, then this is totally fine to be self-employed, because I believe everyone should be doing something that they love for the rest of their lives. But for self-employed people, though, more times than none, they are the main people running the show. And if they hate what they do, they have to continue working anyway, because if they stopped, then they wouldn't get paid, right? That's why they quit their employee job and start self-employed, because they didn't like how the company was run. So of course they're going to run something themselves. They're going to run a self-employed job themselves. And if they stop working for a long period of time, then maybe they'd be out of business, right? Another example, one of my good friends, his parents are accountants, and they both run a private accounting firm together in the heart of Chinatown. Father works 6 days a week, the mother works 7 days a week, and they can't stop working. They just can't, because they're self-employed. Even more so, they can't pass down their business to their son, who is my friend, right? Unless he becomes an accountant or knows how to run an accounting business, which is not what he wants to do. He wants to become a lawyer, right? So that's where the right side of the quadrant comes along. On the other hand, the right side, this is what school will almost never teach you about, or most schools will never teach you about. And if you're currently only on the left side of the quadrant right now, don't worry, because there is a way out, and that is what I'm excited about. But before I talk about that, let's talk more on the right side. So I'm going to start with I first, right? The investor. And because this is the part that most of you are more familiar with, people save up money and then put money into the stock market, which is why I got this little ticker symbol right here and stuff like that. Or they purchase a real estate investment, and you get a mortgage, you have somebody pay that mortgage with the rent, and then you make a little bit of the spread. That's real estate, that's investing, right? And so currently I'm in index funds myself, or the stock market, and I'm also trying to close on my first rental property up in Binghamton, New York. In this quadrant, for the most part, I have money working for me. So as an employee, I'm working for money. As a self-employed, I'm also working for money. But as an investor, I have money working for me. This is a great quadrant to be in, because taxes in this quadrant can also go as low as 0% legally, 0% legally. But the challenge is here, though, is that I can't control how the stock market goes up and down, right? And for investing in real estate, I'm going to be putting up anywhere between 15,000 to 20,000 down payment for my first real estate investment property. And as a broke college student, when I first started, I couldn't become an investor right away, right? The I quadrant is a great place to be in, but it's just not how I started, and that's not where I started. That's where it comes the big business. Last but not least, right? B stands for big business, and people still work here, but they work with other people, right, to get money. And so again, the first one, you're working by yourself for money, employee. Self-employed, working solely by yourself for money. Investor, your money works for you for money. And big business, you work with other people. And that is the strongest thing that is out there. You're leveraging other people's time so that everyone can win together. Three types of big businesses out there, and this is why I have these three logos, right? Number one is, right, you can build a system. With three types of businesses, three types of systems. You can build a system from scratch. That's your startups, your Apples, your big companies like that, right? Number two is that you can buy a business, and the most common type is franchising. So Chipotle franchise, McDonald's franchise, Burger King, etc. Or you can buy into a system, and that's where network marketing comes in, like Beachbody. And I'll go more into Beachbody coaching into detail a little bit later. But to continue on, people in big business, unlike employees who pay their taxes before all their expenses, big business people pay their taxes after all their expenses. And again, let me put it to you like this. Employees pay taxes before expenses. Big businesses pay taxes after expenses. And this is all legal. It's not illegal because the tax laws are actually in favor of big businesses, because big businesses create jobs to stimulate the economy. So of course the government wants to push in favor of the tax laws for these big businesses. In 2015, for my big business, my Beachbody coaching business, I paid around 10% or less on my taxes. And this is all legal, right? I went through my accountant. I went through that turbotax.com and stuff. And that's how much I paid, And now that I shared this cash flow quadrant with you guys first to show you where you are now, if you want to be on the right side of the quadrant, or you want to be more so on the right side, if you already are, then keep listening, right? Then keep listening. If you are on the left side of the quadrant right now, and only the left side, you don't have to stay solely on the left side. Some people love their jobs, and that's totally fine. If you're happy where you are, then you've won in the game of life, in my opinion. But if you're not happy, then it's totally up to you to make the difference, to make the change, because no one's going to come and save you. You've got to do it yourself. People offer you opportunities, and you just got to take it or not. You have to decide. Because if you're wanting to get on the right side of the cash flow quadrant, you can still support your family using the left side income. If you're an employee, you can still work your job and then do something on the side. Build your big business on the side. Exactly, that's what I did, But I wasn't at a job first. I was a full-time college student first, getting my degree, part-time coach, right? Working it partially, part-time. Well, the left side of the quadrant, let me tell you, people trade time for money, as you know, and it's also known as active income, where you only get paid while you work. 95% of the population is on the left side, right? Fighting for 5% of the world's cash flow, while on the right side, where the big business and investors, people are fighting for 95% of the cash flow, and only 5% of the population is there. So you can see where the discrepancy is, and that's why, I don't know why schools don't teach this. They really should, or else people will be working at a job that they don't like until they die, right, guys? So where do you want to be? I know where I wanted to be. I wanted freedom of time, and I wanted to work only because I wanted to, not because I have to, right? Right now, I'm in Philly. I'm in Philly at the moment giving this webinar, and I travel back and forth between here, where my girlfriend is, and to New York City, where my parents are, and Binghamton. I'm going up there Thursday because, that's where my soon-to-be real estate investments will be. So again, where do you want to be? When I first started as a Beachbody coach, I had no idea which quadrant I was in. But after learning about this cash flow diagram, I am glad that I was introduced to Beachbody coaching, right? Because Beachbody coaching allowed me to be on the right side of the quadrant, even though I didn't know I was there right in the beginning. It is a big business since I am working with other people, creating a team. Even though I was a broke college student, it allowed me to get on the right side of the quadrant. So people oftentimes tell me that they want to start a business from scratch, like Apple, right? But the average startup costs $65,000. And you might not even get a return 5 to 10 years, right? You might not even be paying yourself for that long. People have asked me, Jonathan, why don't you create your own fitness business? Or why don't you create your own workouts? I probably could, but I don't want to. And the reason, putting it in another way, Robert Kiyosaki mentioned this. Again, I can probably make a hamburger better than McDonald's, but I can't sell it better because McDonald's has a better system. It's not just about the product that you sell, it's about the system, right? And McDonald's has a great distribution system. Beachbody, this health and wellness company, has a humongous distribution system. They have the manufacturing, they have the hookups, they have the clientele, they have the infomercial space on TV, they do the advertising. I don't want to deal with that. Yeah, I could probably create a workout DVD, but how am I gonna mass sell it? How am I gonna scale up? Right. So that's why, I just don't want to deal with that. And in order to franchise a company like Chipotle, I think I read somewhere that I needed to have a net worth of $2 million. I love Chipotle and all, but being a broke college student, when I first started getting into big business, my net worth was way under 2 million. And it's not even 2 million now, right? So how is the average broke college student or low income person going to start in big business franchising something, right? So that's why coaching worked for me. A business that cost me $4 a day, right? $4 a day. And, it to keep going, only cost me $4 a day. A business that I can work part-time as a full-time college student or a full-time corporate worker, which I was all of the above at one point. And so those of you wondering what it takes to start as a Beachbody coach, this is it. You could start part-time. There's no contract. You can come and go freely, right? We're not going to lock you in for a year. You can work from anywhere at any time as long as you have internet. That's why I'm here in Philly working on my laptop and my phone. And no need to be a fitness expert or nutritionist. I had no certifications when I started, and I'm not nutrition certified now or whatever. That's why I put this picture of a donut, because we're real people. I love eating donuts and hamburgers and fries and stuff like that. We just share our journey and we include that. Let people know that we're not perfect, right? Again, so what is required? What else is required to be a Beachbody coach? Number one, mindset. Because again, Beachbody coaching is big business. This is not an hourly paid job or a salary paid job. This is a chance for you to be your own CEO, buying into another person's already created system. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme. And in the beginning, you might be putting in a lot more time into this business and for not as much pay as you're used to. But is it worth the freedom in the future? To me, I'd say, heck yeah, of course, because I'm living it, right, guys? And I've been on both sides where I've worked, or all sides actually. I've worked for an hourly job. I've been salaried, and I built a big business with Beachbody Coaching. And I think this is the better way to go, in my opinion. Number two, you need to have a willingness to learn and help other people. Beachbody Coaching is a health and fitness company, so we sell products again like P90X, Insanity, Shakeology. So you don't have to be doing these right now, but you have to be willing to give these things a shot, right? You have to be willing to give these products a shot. You don't have to have the best results or the most amazing transformation story for you to begin. You just need to be showing people that you are using the products, which is included in the next bullet point, the $4 a day, right? And give your honest feedback about it. You share your story, right? I might be doing P90X, Insanity, or drinking Shakeology most of the days of the week, all the days of the week, right? But once in a while, I like to have my donut, my burger and fries, right? That's the story that I share. That's just me. And The person who will grow from this the most is you, the coach themselves, right? Next, number 3 is an investment in you. $140 your starting package, or if you break it down, it's the first month, that's like $4 a day, right? And it comes with your first month's worth of Shakeology meal replacement supplement that we have. I drink it every day. Even somebody who is in their, I would say I'm in pretty good shape now after using all these programs. I still drink it every day. It comes with that Shakeology, your first Beachbody workout, your own online websites customized by Beachbody, so you never have to really touch it, right? The people on Beachbody admins, they do that side, which is why I like buying into a system. There's no minimum quota, so if you don't sell a $50 worth of stuff in a month, they're not going to cancel your coach account, right? And there's no need to carry inventory. Beachbody will do all the shipping for you. I know some other companies out there, they make you buy all the stuff first, carry inventory, and then sell like that. That's not what we do. We don't want you to have a garage full of workout DVDs, right? And this investment, again, you're going to be growing, and you're going to be sharing products with people, building your team, either sharing them with them the business opportunity or these products. And you can't do the second thing, share with people the products that we sell if you're not using it yourself, if you don't have your own story. Again, you don't need to have an amazing transformation, but you got to be trying these things out yourself and giving your honest feedback, right? Simple as that. So how do I make money as a coach? There are 10 ways to make money as a coach, but I'm only going to go over a few. You get 25% commission on everything you personally sell. So let's just say you sell a Shakeology, 25%, you get $32. Easy, right? 2, quarterly bonuses. If you are a certain level in the company, you get quarterly bonuses, every single quarter. I got a quarterly bonus this past May, I believe, and it was for like $700, right? That's just included on top of the income that I made during the week. 3, the third out of the 10 maybe, and this is my favorite one, team cycle bonuses, which is why it starred so much. For every $300 your organization purchases or sells, or a combination of both, you make anywhere between $14 to $18. Simple as that, right? So let me break it down. Creating a team causes the big business to make it a big business, right? Number 1, you bring on this is you. Imagine this green dot is you, right? If you bring on 2 people, number 1 and number 2, who share the same vision or are willing to learn and open to learn, then you can create your big business. You can start creating your team, right? Number 2, you continue to build with them. So over here, what is PV, right? So PV stands for personal value, and each product that we have is attached to a certain number of PV or personal value. Pretty much for every dollar is 1 PV. So $1 equals 1 PV. Shakeology costs coaches around $90 per month, right? So $90, 90 PV, right? So 90 here. Let's just say this is another. You bring in this person. 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 100 PV, 200 PV total. You make $14, right? And again, for every $300 that your organization below you brings in, 100 on one side, 200 on another, you get $14 to $18. And that's it. But here's the cool thing. Let's just say you only brought in, this is you, right? This green dot, and you only brought in this guy, the top left guy and the top right guy. Who are these 2 people underneath you? Well, you could have placed them there. You could have brought in 4 people total, or you could have brought in just these 2 people. And the people above you, maybe they placed this guy over here, or they placed this guy over here. So now it's not just you building a team. It's your team helping you build a team. And that's where it's so crazy, because you're leveraging other people's time and they're leveraging your time, right? So you're not just building this team by yourself. We're building this together, and we'll all win. Of course, if you sign on, I want you to be successful, because the more successful you are, I get a piece of that success. And don't you want me to bring people underneath you so that, if I'm successful, that it'll increase your success, which is insane, which is insanely cool, right? So find those 2 runners, find your first 2 people, or bring on a few friends, show them this webinar or have them talk to me and share with them the vision. So I know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking, right? So isn't this like a pyramid scheme? I get this question a lot, and I love this question because I thought it was a pyramid scheme when I first started. But when I first started, I was uneducated. I didn't know, I wasn't doing my due diligence. I was just taking other people's word for it who weren't doing so well in life anyway, right? So that just goes to show you what kind of advice I was taking. So that's where the piece of being open-minded and willingness to learn comes in, right? Because people are misinformed. Like again, because when I was first introduced, I thought it was a pyramid scheme as well until I did my research. Pyramid schemes are illegal, right? This is network marketing. This is the structure of network marketing, right? It's very similar to the structure of flow chart of any other business out there, which is why I posted this picture right here. Regular, oh, here's the CEO or the chairman, here's the vice chairman or vice president, here are all the other people. These guys are making a ton of money. These guys are making a ton of money. These guys, less so, right? And the structure for network marketing is very similar to any other structure that's out there. But the main difference is between a legit network marketing company and a pyramid scheme, there are two. In a legit network marketing company, we have products or services being sold or exchanged. Beachbody has supplements and workouts, right? Just like how in a normal organization, like an accounting firm, we sell services. We make sure your books are intact, or if you're up to code with tax law and stuff like that, right? That's the service or product that each of these companies sell. Number two, a legit network marketing company, the people who sign on later can make more than the people who sign on earlier than them. For me, I make way more than a ton of people who started earlier than me, right? So don't just think, oh, people at the top, they can sit there and make a ton of money. It's not like that, right? Again, this is not a get rich quick kind of thing, and I don't want to make it seem like that. That's why I'm trying to show you guys, you got to put in that effort. You got to have that mindset of a CEO that you are building a big business, and that's it. You know, if you can wrap your mind around that, then network marketing might be for you. I believe in this structure wholeheartedly now that I know about it and did my research, right? If you, Warren Buffett, he bought Tupperware, or he invested in Tupperware, which is another network marketing company out there. Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad Poor Dad guy, he started his own network marketing company. It's called ACN, I believe. Tony Robbins, Les Brown, Jim Rohn, Darren Hardy, Grant Cardone. If you've heard of those very successful names, some of them started in network marketing, and the other ones, they talk about it a lot. Just listen to them, see what they have to say. Plus, network marketing has been around for ages. You know, now it's just easier because now we have social media and we can do recorded videos and stuff like that. It gives you the chance to be your own boss working online. So now with all that said and done, remember the bigger picture. How do you want to live life? You know, with all this talk about cash flow quadrant, residual income, etc., can Beachbody Coaching help you in your life? You know, working from home part-time to start. Beachbody does not guarantee any level of income, but with an extra $100 a week, $200 a week, $500 a week, $1,000 a week or month help you in your life? You know, I know it can because it has for me. A broke college student when I started, 19 years old, now with a team, you know, now traveling between New York City, Philly, and Binghamton, serving 250 plus coaches. Most of them are they're full-time workers right now. They're teachers, corporate managers, things of that nature. We have people from all walks of life on our team. You know, those are the kinds of people that I'm serving. You know, we're probably also serving around 10,000 customers collectively. And because of coaching, I'm able to start investing in real estate properties back in Binghamton. Look, I just graduated in May of 2015, but I believe Beachbody Coaching, this big business mindset, the investor mindset, the big business mindset, both of them combined, have helped really develop me into that kind of person that I want to become. And I'm still growing, I'm still learning. You know, so what about you? What legacy do you want to leave? And I will leave it at that, guys. If you have any questions or about anything that I talked about, or you just want to chat about this, definitely shoot me a message on my Facebook, leave a comment below on this YouTube channel, or send me an email. And the email is also down below in the comments of this YouTube channel. Until next time, this is Coach Jonathan David Lee. Peace out.